Hello students, in this lecture we are going to study hormonal regulation. Hormonal regulation means what? The control and coordination of different functions of the organs of body by hormones. It is called as hormonal regulation. And the system which is involved in this function, it is called as endocrine system. So we will study the definition. The control and coordination of different functions of body by hormones is called as hormonal regulation. Now the system which is involved, or the hormones, they are secreted by endocrine glands, and thus the system is called as the endocrine system. So the endocrine system mainly consists of the endocrine glands. It consists of endocrine glands. The endocrine glands are, endocrine glands means what? We have studied in the 11th standard. What is meaning endocrine glands? It is the ductless glands. The glands which do not possess ducts to carry their secretions are called as ductless glands. Now the system, endocrine system, or the endocrine system consists of the glands, that is the mainly endocrine patches and endocrine gland. Now patches means the examples like the islets of Langerhans in the pancreas. Endocrine patches like the islets of Langerhans in the pancreas. They are nothing but the patches of the endocrine cells. So that is the islets of Langerhans. Then the follicular cells in the ovaries. ओव्हरी मध्ये जे फॉलिक्युलर सेल्स आहेत, ज्या ओव्हरी म्हणजे the female gonads, they consist of follicles. That follicular cells, they secrete the hormones like the estrogen. So such a follicular cells, they are nothing but the endocrine cells. They secrete hormones. Endocrine cells of the ovaries, follicular cells. Or another example, that is the interstitial cells. Interstitial cells of testes. Testes, that is the male gonads. We have studied, we have completed that topic, the reproduction. So in the testes, these cells are present, interstitial cells. They are also produces hormone that is called as the testosterone. So these are the patches. They are nothing but the endocrine system. Then endocrine glands, purely endocrine glands. Which are these endocrine glands? Endocrine glands are mainly, the first is pituitary, then another gland, that is the thyroid, pituitary gland, thyroid gland, then parathyroid, adrenal glands, adrenal, and pineal glands. These are the purely purely endocrine glands. Means they do not possess ducts to carry their secretions. They pour their secretion directly into the blood. So such a endocrine patches and endocrine glands, they are present. They secrete the hormones. Now we are going to study what is hormone. Hormones means what? The endocrine system mainly they produce the hormone, or they secrete the hormone, and this hormone means the chemical messengers or chemical mediators. hormones are called as chemical messengers. These are chemical messengers. They are also called as chemical mediators. Chemical mediators. So, messengers or chemical mediators. The word hormones means to excite. Hormone means to excite. So, that is the meaning, correct meaning of the word hormone, means to excite. So, these hormones are chemical messengers or chemical mediators. Now, we are going to study properties of the hormones. Now, see, first properties of hormones. First, the hormones, they have low molecular weight. They have low molecular weight. Then, second, they are produced at one place and they show their effect on the other place. Produced at one place and show effect on the other place. So it is another property. They are produced in the endocrine glands, and in the blood they are poured, and from the blood they are transported to the target organs. So they are called as, they are produced at one place and show effect on the other place. Then they mainly, they are specific in their action. Specific in action means what? Their target organs are fixed. Specific hormones will act only on the specific target organs. So they are specific in action. Also, the hormones, they are mainly destroyed, or they means they are not reused. Once they are used by the target organs, they are destroyed by the target organs. They are not reused. Not reused. So they are secreted in very small quantity, and they are not used again. And their effects are slow and long lasting. Their effects are slow and long lasting. They are produced in very small quantity, and their effects are slow and long lasting effects are there. Now, if they are produced in higher quantity, they are called as a hypersecretion. Means if they are produced in large quantity than the normal, they are called as the hypersecretion. And if they are produced in more quantity, more secretion is called as a hypersecretion, and less secretion is called as the hyposecretion. Less secretion is called as the hyposecretion. So both hypo and hypersecretions, they causes disorders. Both the means secretion below the normal level called as the hyposecretion, and secretion above the normal level, it is called as a hypersecretion. So both produces the disorders. So such a hormones, they are mainly, see again the properties, they are produced at one place and show their effects on the other place. They have low molecular weight. Their action is specific, so they act on the specific target organs. Once they are used, they are destroyed by the target organs. They are not reused again. And the effects are slow and long-lasting effects. Very slow and long-lasting effects. The more secretion is called as a hypersecretion, and less secretion is called as a hyposecretion. So these are the properties of hormones. Now we are going to study action of the hormones on target organs. How there is an action of these hormones. First we will study the types of hormones, and then we will study about the action of hormones. types of hormones we will study, and then we will study about the action of hormones. Students, see here the types of hormones on the basis of chemical nature. The first type, that is the amines, means they show amino group, that is the NH2 group in their chemical structure. Examples, that is the thyroxine, catecholamines, adrenaline and noradrenaline are the amines, or they have amino group in their structure. That is the thyroxine, catecholamines, adrenaline and noradrenaline. Next type, it is the peptide hormone. The peptide hormones, that is the long chains or short chain amino acids. Now the examples of these hormones, that is peptide hormones, are STH, that is the somatotropic hormone, that is the growth hormone. Then next is oxytocin, which is also called as the birth hormone, oxytocin. ADH, that is the vasopressin, antidiuretic hormone or vasopressin. And GnRH, that is the gonadotropic releasing hormone. So you know the hormones, their function depends on the positive and negative feedback mechanism. So the hypothalamus, it releases the hormones which mainly regulates the functions of other endocrine glands. So the releasing hormones, they are produced by the hypothalamus. The gonadotropic releasing hormone is released by the hypothalamus. So that is the peptide hormone, STH, somatotropic hormone, oxytocin, that is the birth hormone, ADH, that is the antidiuretic hormone, and gonadotropic releasing hormone. Then next type is the protein hormones. The protein hormones, mainly they are insulin, glucagon, TSH, FSH, LTH, that is the thyroid stimulating hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, gonadotropic hormone. All these are the, or relaxin, they are the protein hormones. Now next is the fatty acid derivatives. Fatty acid असणारे जे आहेत ते म्हणजे prostaglandins. Prostaglandin is the fatty acid derivative. So you know the hormones. One property of the hormone, that is some hormones are fat soluble and some are water soluble hormones. We are going to study the one by one the glands, endocrine glands and their hormones and their functions. Now the fatty acid derivatives are the prostaglandins, and last type, it is the steroid hormones. Steroid hormones, mainly they consist of the steroids or estrogen, testosterone. These are the sex hormones. They are produced by the mainly gonads, that is the testes and ovaries. Testes secrete estrogen and testosterone. It is mainly hormone secreted, that is the sex hormone. Aldosterone, it maintains the sodium and calcium, sodium, potassium, mineral balance, that is the aldosterone. Progesterone is also the hormone secreted in the ovaries, and cortisol, etc. We are going to study all the hormones, their functions one by one. So it is about the types of hormones, that is the amines, peptide hormones, protein hormones, fatty acid derivatives and steroid hormones. Now in the next part we are going to study the action of the hormones.